talk about what God has done, these amazing things God has done in the last month. As Iris has been obedient to go to these areas no one else wanted to go. In fact, we've been wanting to get to some of these unreached areas for years, and we've just not been welcome in those areas. But after 2 cyclones, we've suddenly had this open door into these areas. It's been beautiful. And now the Mwani tribe, just opening their hearts to the beauty of Jesus. So we've been able to get out to 12 very, very remote villages, 588,126 meals for the hungry, for the desperate out there. And not only have we gotten this food out, we've gotten the gospel out, the bread of life, the solar Bibles. Thousands of solar Bibles have gone out in their local dialect, the Mwani dialect, for the very first time in the history of this tribe. They are just running to the one who is worthy. Jesus has called us to go into all the world and preach the gospel. And we have the most amazing testimonies of what God has been doing. One testimony involves Liz and Pastor Pedro and Da Vinci. They were walking in one of these distant villages, and suddenly a Mwani woman started screaming and yelling, and Liz asked what was happening, and Pastor Pedro, who speaks about 4 languages, was able to tell her what this woman was saying. She said, I saw you. She was pointing to Liz. I saw you in a dream last night, and I told my family. Now, these were people who hadn't eaten in weeks. They were literally starving. They had no food aid. No one had gone in there. Very dangerous area on top of the cyclone. And there we were. The boats had come in, and this lady in a dream the night before had seen boats come in. White people were in the boats, and they had food. Well, there you go. God sent to us, and God sent you to be His hands and His feet. We never expected that getting to the islands and the coastal regions would look like what it looks like now. I remember I was taking a flight the very first time we came into northern Mozambique. I was with Roland and Papa Surprise and myself, and I was just sobbing and weeping over this unreached people group, the Mwani, the Makua, the Makondi. I was just crying because there were no roads to get to these people, and I didn't know how we were going to ever get to them. We ended up going through 5 boats. Long story short, we sunk like 3 boats. We couldn't get there in our smaller boats. And then the Lord told us to get to these islands and coastal regions again in boats. And I thought, Lord, I don't know, we don't have the greatest track record with boats. But the boats are the vehicle that got us to these distant shores again. And through a tragic natural disaster, Cyclone Kenneth, people's hearts were opened. They were so opened. And now we've been able to get into the most remote villages. We've been able to get into 12 remote, unreached areas, previously totally unreached. And the gospel's going forth, and love is crashing in on them. And it's all because of His mercy and His grace. Jesus is alive and well here in Cabo Delgado, Mozambique.
For more information or to support the work of Iris Global, please visit us online at irisglobal.org.